When I was a young man and I was perusing YouTube in the early days of YouTube, I found a video of a man named Ron Adamson carving indoors with this beautiful fixture, this beautiful setup that he had made. And I remember thinking to myself, I have got to figure out how to make that happen for myself. And today in this video, I'm going to show you the tools, the setup that I used for portable carving. This can be for an art show, can be for a demonstration. This setup has seen many iterations, many improvements, and I wanted to share that with you. First of all, the product that I'm using is sitting right ahead of me here. It's called the Jawhorse. And the Jawhorse is made by Rockwell. I have linked it in the description of this video. I think it's a couple $100, $220 or $30. But what's great about this setup is it's incredibly sturdy. It's so sturdy. Way sturdier, I would say, than any of the workmate benches that Black & Decker or some of those other even four-legged setups yeah, just in general, a great product. So first thing, I wanted to show you how I set it up. So it's got 3 legs, and these 3 legs fold up, fold out. Okay, and then we've got this arm that pulls out here. And we can just tip it up. Now this setup is a little bit heavy. It's 42.9 pounds, I believe. It's incredibly sturdy though. It has a weight capacity of 600 pounds. What's really neat about this though is how easy it is to lock, unlock, and to move the jaw around. So, I mean, I'm sure if you're handy at all and you're starting to see this setup, you're thinking of all the possibilities, all the things that you could use this for. At least that's how I think about it. It's really can accommodate any feature, all sorts of features, a whole bunch of other types of armatures outside of the one that I use here, which is this one. This armature is, I mean, it could not be simpler. It is a 2x4 A-frame structure. Really, it's just one 2x4, about maybe just shy of 3 feet long, with another 2x4 beneath it cut at an angle, and again in the shape of sort of an A. And one way I think you could improve this, and some other students have mentioned this to me before in the past, is you could put a hinge right in between these 2 elements, and that hinge would allow this to fold flat, to fold out, which would be a lot easier to move, be a more portable setup. Anyway, so I lock this within the jaws, I put this into a lock setting, and then I lock it in place, and just like that, I mean, it's incredibly sturdy. I have not had an issue with this. You can actually screw this thing down to the floor. It has the screw holes in the feet if you want to make a more permanent setup. I don't know why you'd want to do that. I guess if this is your main carving setup, which I guess why not use it for that? Then of course, my typical carving setup for relief carving, I'll have a fixture board in which the piece of wood is either glued or screwed to the fixture board. In this case, it's screwed with 1 5/8" screws at the top and bottom of this pre-drilled board. I then use 2-inch spring clamps to attach it to my fixture board, like so. And the nice thing about this setup is I can move my fixture any which way. It can accommodate a taller person, a shorter person, someone in between. So this is really useful, really useful. You can adjust the angle by just unlocking the jaws, moving this about. If you really want to get, a different vantage point of your carving or your project, you can do so. So the Jawhorse is incredibly versatile. One other thing I wanted to show you is that you can clamp, if you're a chainsaw carver, say, this is a super duper nice tool to have, because you can just throw the log right on those jaws, lock it in place, and I mean, it's really quite sturdy. I've done quite a bit of chainsaw carving with the Jawhorse. You can put, larger projects into it. Like, for instance, let's put a bigger one in there, just as an example. Oh man, this one's heavy and wet. Should have opened these jaws up a little bit more. So here's a really nice big project. There it is. I mean, and that's pretty dang sturdy considering how tall of a piece it is. I'm sure it's out of frame. So again, the Jawhorse is a super useful product. I think it's probably one of the better iterations of this three-legged, this tripod type fixture setup. Again, 600-pound capacity. I did link it in the description. I think it's really useful if you're trying to carve in say an event outdoors. I think carving outdoors is really helpful for people to see, to participate, to get involved, and really just a really nice way of keeping yourself occupied too at events. So anyway, that said, hope you enjoyed. This is just my setup. I'd love to hear about yours in the comments below if you have your own. Thanks guys, bye.